Fight!
What's going on, everyone? You're with the Sportsmen. I'm Danny. This is Keith. And that's Corey. All right, so I'm going to ask my fellow sportsmen a couple of questions. And they have 1 minute to get their point across or react, whatever it may be. All right, so let's try this out. First, Michael Thomas and Stephon Gilmore are both expected to, they are going to begin the season on the PUP list. Michael Thomas is going to be out for 5 weeks, so he's going to come back week 6 and they're on a bye. So he's going to get his first game action week 7. Same as Stephon Gilmore. Corey, who hurts their team the most? You have a minute.
Who hurts their team the most?
Being out.
Stephon Gilmore, in my opinion. That defense is... actually, I take that back. Gotta go Michael Thomas. Because Michael Thomas is more offensively needed, where that defense was still good without Stephon Gilmore last year. So I don't think that Stephon Gilmore is... Sure, he's going to elevate the defense to even better heights, but I think that the defense has proven that they don't necessarily need him, where Michael Thomas, especially now without Drew Brees, you are going to rely on Michael Thomas's skill as a receiver more with a weaker quarterback.
Okay. Keith.
Alrighty. So I'm going to go Michael Thomas. And I think for a few reasons. So one, Corey, I agree with you. It's offensively, he is their biggest weapon through the air. I don't feel like they have an incredible other amount of talent. You lost Emmanuel Sanders. You have this guy Callaway who's been great through the preseason. But this is also life after the Saints. You have to put yourself out there, and you need to show that you can still play, because your ranking in this game is slowly dropping. People are questioning how great of a receiver you are. You were hurt last year. You chose to get surgery late in the offseason this year. Questionable, but it is what it is. You have to look out for your health. But I would say that the Michael Thomas thing is a big hit for the Saints. I think that the Stephon Gilmore thing is big. I kind of agree with Corey, though, is that defense can strive without him. They have Bill Belichick, who's a great coordinator. They have a lot of talent on the other side of the field. So that's what I'll say there. I'll end it there.
Right on time. All right. Next question. All right. So the Dolphins have waived former All-Pro linebacker Bernard McKinney, and the Cowboys are willing to listen to offers on linebacker Jalen Smith, who's only 26 years old. The Jets have a need. If you are the Jets, who do you go after and why?
All right, so I go after Jalen Smith. He's been dominant in the last few years. I think that the Jets need young talent. They need to bring people to this Robert Saleh culture. You need the spark plug. You need the guys with the juice. And I've said it with Zach Wilson. I've said it with a few of their players. It's that juice in New York where we live. It's very important. You need to be able to put out dominance on the field. You need to come out hard every week. This is a guy that is coming from a big city in Dallas. This is a guy that could get a spark in his career. He's young. So if we can get him to go back to what he used to be, opposite of C.J. Mosley, and then you have the Lawson squared starting next year.
20 seconds.
It's a scary defense. Marcus May, if we can start to address that secondary, it's big. But I think that Jalen Smith is the bigger person that you go after. I'll end it there.
I wish I had more to add to it. I agree with Keith 100%. I go with Jalen Smith. You have to go for the younger talent. The Jets are in a rebuild right now, and if you can get him to what he was before, 100% the Jets' defensive seven just becomes even better than what it already is. You already brought up my point that I was going to counter-argue with, because, I have to hate on the Jets a little bit, saying how that secondary is just the biggest thing that they need to work on now as far as defense, if they got something like him and brought him up to his potential. I have nothing else to add. This would be great for the Jets, and Saleh being a defensive coordinator, of course they're going to freaking dominate. I think they'll probably have this is a bold claim, but the Jets will have like a top 12 defense in the league.
Okay.
All right. Next question. The Jets have traded tight end Herndon to the Vikings for an undisclosed pick. We don't know what they're getting as far as a return yet. It hasn't come out.
It was a conditional 6th-round pick.
It is a conditional 6th-round pick. Okay, so a conditional 6th-round pick. So that could change I believe it has the ability to change into a 5th. With that being said, now they have a need at tight end. Croft is kind of banged up. You have a first-year quarterback. And Joe Douglas and Howie Roseman have been in talks about a Zach Ertz trade. Reportedly, they want a mid-round pick. If you're the Jets, what are you willing to throw to get Zach Ertz?
All right, so I'll start this one off again. So for me, I'm willing to throw a 4th round pick and then the compensatory. I fucked that one up, but I'm willing to throw the pick that we're going to get from the Vikings for Chris Herndon. You're looking at a guy like Ertz, who is a good overall tight end. He's been plagued by injury throughout his entire career, which kind of sucks. But this is a guy who can catch. This is a guy who can run routes, and this is a man who can block. To have a security blanket for a guy like Zach Wilson in the Shanahan-style offense, which we see what Kittle does in the Shanahan offense, I think that it's worth it if we have to push for a 3rd. I don't know. But if it's just a 3rd, I'd give it up. And I'll pass it up to Corey so I don't steal everything he's got to say like last time.
No, yeah, I would say a 3rd round pick. Most likely is all I would give for Zach Ertz at the most, just because of his age and his health.
Yeah.
We know what Zach Ertz can do, but I don't know how much a tight end is going to be utilized. I get it; it's coming from the solid offense, which could be amazing
Kittle.
if they follow what they did with Kittle. But I just don't know if Zach Ertz is just going to come to a new team, be healthy and stuff like that. So for them to throw too much at him with his age and his health would just be stupid, in my opinion. And we don't even know if Zach Wilson's going to be to throw to tight ends like that. Even if the system builds it around it, if he can't see Ertz open, then nothing.
All right, last question. John Brown, the receiver that used to be on the Buffalo Bills, he hit free agency. He went to the Raiders. He reportedly asked them to release him during the roster cuts. I want you to give me a fantasy fallout reaction. Just on the Raiders. What does this do to the Raiders? Any fantasy football player, what they should know. Corey, you're going to go first.
Well, I have the Raiders bombing this year. I think that as far as fantasy owners, everyone should stay away from every Raiders player out there besides the only one I can see being dominant is Darren Waller. But as far as fantasy, definitely not. Do not take anybody on the Raiders. The Raiders are going to be 3-14. They have 12 running backs at the helm. Their organization's a disaster. Like, they're dodging tax evasions. There's just nothing good for the Raiders going on.
Oh, okay. So for me, as far as the Raiders, the fantasy fallout is Darren Waller and Josh Jacobs should get more upside starting because of this. You don't want to see this shit with John Brown, but fantasy-wise, that's what I would say. Is John Brown wasn't a guy that anyone was quick to draft and anyone was jumping at. So I think that the fallout is just it increases the value of Darren Waller and Josh Jacobs.
I don't have much to argue about that, actually.
No.
Alrighty.
All right, we'll leave it off there. Thank you for watching The Sportsman. Feel free to look at all of our other videos, like and subscribe. Check us out every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/The Sportsman. We debate you. We want to hear what you guys have to say. We want you to bring all the hot topics. We're willing to touch everything. Doesn't only have to be sports. Bring us anything. We'll unpack it. Feel free to check out our Twitter at The3Sportsman, number 3. And then check the bio for all of our other social media links. We're new on Facebook. We're new on TikTok. And we'll catch you guys later.
Peace.
Be good.
Enter my intimate energy element. I am an entity walking ahead of the pack. I really am out of my head, and it's evident that I will never be able to ever quit. Melanin